Whenever
you
you're
wake
thinking
up,
about
you
it,
brush your teeth, you send Dynasty trades. Like,
Yes.
that's what your day should look like.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, you're doing something wrong.
Did you know the best strategy in Dynasty is to sell a player as soon as they produce?
That's sarcasm. Depends on how you define a good Dynasty team. And that can be subjective, but to us, good means you win money because money is cool. Why the heck else would you get in these leagues with a buy-in if you didn't want to win the entire league and take people's money? A team that can compete for 2 or 3 years, that's what makes a good Dynasty roster. That's what makes you're just donating your buy-in if you're just in a perpetual rebuild. I'm a genius, dude.
I know.
It's if you let what you think about a player override value, thinking strategically, it's going to kill you.
Look beyond your opinion of a player and look at the market value. If someone has fallen 2 rounds, take them. Yeah, and I think that's really what we're saying. It often behooves you to down tier for more points instead of down tiering for depth.
Are you like doing
And
like an
that's
SAT
something that we
words
really
thing? Because you keep saying usurp and
I'm
behooves.
sorry. I've never said to you.
Like, what's the app on your phone where you like learn new words?
Well, that's what I've been
Yeah.
doing this entire time. I'm like, I've been thesaurusing all of
When you
this,
see
so-
Nathan sitting in thought, he's like, what word am I going to use when it gets to me? Go ahead.
No, but
Chris, I love him, Olave.
Yeah.
Chris Olave, I love him. Yeah, Drake, I love him, London.
Not somebody that we did a prospect video before the draft. Not somebody that I watched film on. Did you watch film on him?
I did.
Yeah, whatever. Did you watch film on him?
I did.
Okay, everybody watched film but me.
Market value fluctuates week to week in Dynasty. And the funny thing is, it actually happens more in the offseason than it does during the actual season when things are going on. Because
crazy.
Dynasty players get bored.
Because we get bored.
That's why we play Dynasty.
Yep. There are a couple guys in Dynasty that you really can't say anything about without getting completely trash for them. No. But buy Tony Pollard now while he's going in the 5th round, so next year you can make sure you brag about it when he's going in the 11th. If you really want to buy into high-producing running backs, why not do the running backs that have already fallen because of the age? There's zero chance that his value is higher next year than it is now with Tony. There's not a chance.
Please sell Tony Pollard. Please do not draft him. Draft a young wide receiver instead.
Nick
And,
Chubb.
and if you're,
that's-
some of you are gonna watch this and still draft him anyways, and you're hopeless. I'm sorry. You shouldn't
Wow.
be playing Dynasty.
Oh my gosh. What is wrong with you guys? I mean, seriously. What is it about Tony Pollard that we're that excited about? You think Tony Pollard's the workhorse between the tackles back? Seriously? And now, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's Cam Akers season again. And he's sliding back.
Cam Akers,
so he's going.
SZN.
You have, I kid you not, a 3rd chance to sell Cam Akers. I am pleading with you to do it now. I've never seen, and people are like, I'm not so sure I'm selling Cam Akers. Why would you not? Somebody's gonna get on this jersey wearing a split Tony Pollard Cam Akers jersey and be like, these guys suck. Like,
The Bears suck. That's why they have the 1st overall pick. Yeah.
It is hilarious how much Bears fans have been flexing that they got the #1 pick. I'm like, you are flexing that you were the.
We have
worst
Justin
team in-
Fields and the #1 pick. Is there a correlation there?
because I can already tell people are watching this video and there's tears rolling down their face.
Clickbait.
They're so mad.
Subpar analysis.
Do us a huge favor. If you want these huge values, do a huge like on this huge video and make sure you huge subscribe. And that didn't make
Huge.
sense. Well, as you can see, I am the only person here tonight. And that is because Nathan is in Scotland. So that means if you're here watching this here live stream,
There is one person and then whatever I am.
yeah,
Welcome.
means you can comment and bully me the whole night and Nathan can't stop you. Because I know Nathan.
Yeah,
can
and
make fun of you.
I'll join in.
All right. Good to see you guys tonight. We are going to do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to take your questions, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. And then we're going to do some team blueprints. I'll tell you how to get a team blueprint. We'll go through how we're doing these right now. Been a lot of fun doing our team blueprints. Shout out to our mother vloggers over there who have gotten a team blueprint. Let's see who's here with us tonight, or who's here with me, I guess, and Sam. Sam, I guess I'm counting you. Hold on. Oh, I didn't change it. Hold on. You want to do it?
Yeah, I can.
Corey's here. Corey says, better pick for team names options. Xavier Worthy or Lad McConkey? Definitely Lad. Definitely. If your name is McConkey, like there's a ton there. I'm definitely taking Lad. You got it? We're getting your comments on the screen right now.
Tell me how your rookie drafts are going. Tell me how your startup drafts are going. Yeah, there you go. All right, we're working. We're in business. Again, we're going to do some team blueprints tonight. So if you submitted to have your blueprint reviewed live, we might be doing it. I might do it tonight. I might also not do it. We have a lot of people. Request for that. But stay tuned because maybe we'll get to yours eventually. With that being said, let's go ahead and knock one out here. So definitely want to be looking at these blueprints, going through and making sure that we are staying up to date. Now, these are all mostly before the draft, so keep that in mind as you're reading some of the things that we put on here. But that being said, they're still fairly relevant, and I'm still working with a lot of these people to make sure that they're getting their dynasty teams built. It's definitely a good time to take advantage of building and trading in dynasty leagues because people are very, very trade happy right now. Like really trade happy. People, if dynasty leagues are active and then they're not going to get a little bit inactive during the summer, and then they'll be active again in August. So this is a good time to make trades. Like I said, flockfantasy.com/domain to get your own blueprint. But this one was sent to us by our guy, John 62775373364. We appreciate you.
What's going on, John 62775373364?
That's right. John is a hard rebuild team. So this is a super flex league. It's a half point PBR, half point tight end premium. And you're looking at his starting lineup. His two super flex spots, we like to start there, Will Levis and Russell Wilson. So obviously not starting superstars there, but starting guys who probably are going to start the year, at least as starting quarterbacks. Alvin Kamara, Tony Pollard at the running back position. Then you've got George Pickens, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin at the wide receiver position, your starting lineup. And you've got Evan Ingram in there as well. So looking at your bench, you've got Daniel Jones on the bench, which is a good QB3. He's probably, I mean, it's three not super great. It's three not super great QBs, but there's still three starting QBs technically. Jerome Ford, Keaton Mitchell, Dontavian Wicks, Tyler Boyd when he signed somewhere. So not a ton of usable depth there, but some depth that could be usable depending on situation as the season goes on. So for this roster, we're going to do 3-year outlook of rebuild, contend, and your team archetype is going to be hard rebuild here. So your cornerstone assets, you got George Pickens at wide receiver, and that's really about the only guy I'd consider even a cornerstone. And George Pickens is kind of he was like barely in our cornerstone rankings. Which is coming out tomorrow, by the way, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. But barely in our cornerstone rankings. You definitely all the way over on the contender rebuild skill. So now we get to the point, it's like, okay, which moves do we make on this team? We're going to look to trade George Pickens for safer situations. So we're talking about somebody like Jaden Reed, somebody like Rashee Rice. So definitely want to pivot from George Pickens to one of those two guys if I can. Terry McLaurin, a younger guy. Rashee Rice also has fallen down into this range recently. Also Amari Cooper maybe as well. Because again, when you're talking about a hard rebuild, Terry McLaurin and Amari Cooper in 3 years when you're ready to contend, or ideally in 1 or 2 years, still not going to be as valuable as they are now. So you're looking to get any players that are going to lose value in the next couple of years off your roster. And then also those tight ends to get an elite tight end. Now, Dalton Kincaid before the draft was a little bit more of a buy, so we had him on there. Now I would say we're targeting a couple different people. I've seen Hawkinson go a lot cheaper recently, but Dalton Kincaid at the time was definitely a good buy. Positionally, looking at your grades, you've got threes pretty much all across the board there. You don't have your draft capital either. So again, this is an example of a team that like this guy would probably acknowledge too. John would probably acknowledge this has pretty much been driven into the ground. And so when you're talking about building a team like this up, how do I have this team? It's awful. You don't have any picks. They don't have their picks this year or next year or in 26. They don't have any picks. Look at this roster. They have no picks. This is the exact type of person, exact type of team that I definitely love having over on the Discord. Because now every time John makes a trade, he can check with us. He can see what the value's like. We can avoid getting severe value losses like we did here. But John's going to have to make a lot of trades. Like that is where this starts. You have to start trading. So with that, our suggestions to him were sell Pollard, sell Kamara, sell Ridley mid-season to contenders at a premium. The idea is, again, getting value wins, and you have to have leverage to do that. And you're not going to have leverage on contending assets until they're actually scoring points, right? Accumulate as many future firsts at a discount as possible. That's 25, 26 is what you're aiming for on a rebuild like this. Your sole focus for the foreseeable future is quarterback and wide receiver, as it is with most hard rebuilds. So, again, like this roster, it's going to take some trading to get through this. But again, this is exactly why we try to go through and help these people out. So, John, we appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for submitting a blueprint. Like I said, flockfantasy.com/domain to get your own blueprint. Make sure you use code DOMAIN when you sign up. When you do, and you choose another Flocketeer. you're going to get a team blueprint. And you're also going to get one-on-one advice from Nathan and I, or me this week. You get a rookie draft guide, get our listener leagues, you get our exclusive Discord, you get all kinds of stuff. So, like I said, blockfantasy.com/domain. All right, let's go full screen. Let's answer some questions now. We've got some more of these, but I definitely want to say hi to our peeps. David's here. It seems like Lad gives more wild options. Yes, that's definitely true. Arthur says, what do we have here? We have me without Nathan. And also canceled our domain team meeting tonight because the Pacers play at 9. So very excited about that. Evan says, wondering your guys' thoughts on Najee. I had someone offer me the 206 for him, and I'm not sure what to do. Was thinking Najee for Deontay. Love the content. Thanks, my man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I would definitely take Deontay Johnson over Najee. And Najee right now is like not a hard sell because, again, you're not getting a ton of value for Najee Harris, right? So if you can get guys like that, like Deontay, who are going to score PPR points, like I'd definitely take him. And also, he had his option declined as well. So there's also that. Let's see. Torsten says, what's a fair price for Addison, draft picks, and or players? Addison right now is actually slid in value. At the time of the sells video, I would check out our sells video because we gave some examples of like who we would trade Jordan Addison away for. He had been going recently. So like, I think there's a pretty big discrepancy in Jordan Addison in terms of like where his like perceived market value is and where his market value actually is, because his perceived market value is according to Keep Trade Cut or flockfantasy.com community rankings, like late 4th round. But I've seen him go a lot later than that. So I'm not sure. If you can get anybody in the 4th or 5th round, like right now from an ADP standpoint, I'm taking them over Addison. Trent says, what's the best ice cream place? My hot take is Cold Stone is the GOAT. All right, so it's definitely Handles by a country mile. I don't know if there are Handles in other places besides Indiana, but
I don't think so.
But Handles is like they home make their ice cream. There's one by my house, and my wife and I go there probably 4 times a week. It's ridiculous. I don't think they have them other places. If you guys have been there,
part where I say fat. But I probably would agree.
Yeah,
it's Handles is pretty good.
It's so good. So yeah, I mean, if I'm talking like chain ice cream places, Cold Stone's good. I don't go to a ton of chain ice cream places though.
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen's good. Yeah, yeah.
Their quality control is usually okay.
Yeah, that is.
And then like Chick-fil-A.
Well, I was gonna say like some fast food places like McDonald's Blizzards are good. Like and they have good soft serve, but the problem is it's always broke. So.
Did you say McDonald's Blizzard? Do you mean McFlurry?
McFlurry, thank you. Yeah, McFlurry's.
Yeah, but their ice cream machine's always broken.
But ice cream machine broke. Thank you guys for subscribing, by the way. I appreciate you. The intro video is so funny when Nathan's talking crap about Chicago's fans having the first pick and them being bad. They got that pick from the Panthers. I can't tell you how many times I've answered these comments. Do you really think with as much as we... I know you know better. You really think with as much as we follow football and like the NFL, like we know stupid amounts of stupid stuff, but you don't think we knew that the Bears got that pick from the Panthers? That clip was from last year. Everybody gets upset about it, but that was the year they got the number 1 pick because they got the number 1 pick. I think it's so funny. We'll never change it. Well, I'm going to leave that in the intro until the day that we're run off of YouTube because it makes people so mad.
That and Tony Pollard.
Well, the Tony Pollard thing, somebody said like that was a good call. It was a good call, but like, man, for as much as we missed, that was the one we had to hit on, and we did. It was so funny. David, what's up, buddy? Says Kelsey, Dobbins, 26-second for Njoku, McConkey, and a 25-second. I'm the Njoku side. Thoughts? Yeah, I'll take your side for sure. I like the rest of the value there. Waffle Hauser says Domain Baby coming home soon. No, not necessarily. Domain Baby's he's struggling with his lungs, so he's still doing good, but he's probably not coming home until next month at the earliest. So I was there for like 5 hours before I came over here. He's still doing fine. I held him, but yeah, he's still got preemie lungs, so I appreciate you asking about him though. He's a good little kid. Mystic Flame says, this is a 14 team. By the way, Mystic Flame, thanks for your super chat, buddy. Good to have you here. This is a 14 team Superflex start 11. It's a 1.5 tight end premium. The startup is Saturday. Nice. You have the 110 with redraft minded people. I think in our Discord DMs, I've gotten probably 3 or 4 people in the last week who have done startups. Are you guys doing startups right now, by the way? I'm like, should we be doing startup focused videos, like strategy videos? I think we're gonna do one when Nathan gets back, anyways. But Nathan's gone until next Tuesday, so we have quite a few videos recorded for the next week and a half. So your question is third round reversal. Should I move up or down or stay for value? Definitely stay for value. If you can trade down and you get good value on top of trading down, I would recommend that. But again, check out our Dynasty Decoded startup draft episode. We go into like our whole draft strategy there, and we recommend that you don't ever trade up. I mean, almost every single time I've traded up in a startup draft, it's not panned out. Almost every single time. So it's kind of tough. Like, of course, if you're getting a steal, our asterisk is unless it's a steal, right? But most of the time when you're trading up in a startup, you don't have leverage. So with that, I mean, like, I rarely ever advocate for trading up like that. So, but definitely shoot me messages on Discord as you're going through this draft. I would be glad to give you my opinion. I mean, not that that's the end all be all, but I am happy to help. I'll help you sort through that, buddy. So appreciate you, man. Thank you for your super chat. Delusional Charger Stan says, what are the best moves for Deontay Johnson? And would you consider getting T. Higgins a good move, or is that lateral? For Deontay, if you're getting T. Higgins for Deontay Johnson, that's not a lateral move. It means you win if you get T. Higgins. T. Higgins right now, I think, is a really good value in Dynasty. I think T. Higgins is also somebody this year in redraft that I'm going to be taking a fair amount of depending on what his price is. I feel like he's going to have 4th or 5th round redraft price, and I'm going to be super pleased with that. But definitely in Dynasty, like, T. Higgins has a lot more value. So appreciate you. Yeah, Corey says Trent, I would target rookies. I do concur with that as well. What are your thoughts on Saquon for Kyren and Tajay? Oof, I'd take Saquon. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's the wrong answer. Kyren and Saquon, I think. Okay, so they're market value equivalent right now. I really do prefer Saquon, and Tajay's not moving the needle a ton for me. You do have to understand, though, like, in terms of value, you're probably taking Kyren and Tajay there. I would see, if you're getting Saquon, I would see if you can get a little bit more. If you're trading away Saquon, I wouldn't do that trade. I wouldn't do that, personally. All right, let's do another blueprint real quick. We'll continue to answer your questions. So drop your question in the comments. Drop a like for me. I'm flying solo tonight, so I appreciate you. We'll do a blueprint. And again, flockfantasy.com/domain. Use code domain when you sign up. Choose Mother Flocker tier. You can get a blueprint. We can even potentially do it on the stream for you. So appreciate you guys. This one comes from our guy, Rux Bucks. We do appreciate you, man. Thanks for being a member of the flock, and we've loved having you over. This is a 12-team league. Okay, so it's a 12-team league, and you look right away, you see Joe Burrow, you see Jordan Love, and so you know we're going to give it the dual elite QB archetype, which is my personal favorite archetype to go with in startup drafts. Again, this is going to be a 2-point tight end premium. And passing and receiving yards in this league are actually 20 yards per point. So every 100 yards is 5 points. So there's a big passing yards bump. So Joe Burrow in this league, extra valuable. More valuable than a Jalen Hurts, a Lamar Jackson, right? Because those guys aren't throwing for as many passing yards, but the rushing upside definitely gives them more value. So a guy like Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, they're also going to be more valuable in this league by default. So looking at your roster here, Burrow and Love, I would maybe even... Oh, actually, you have him. Yeah. I was going to say Stafford is also pretty valuable. Stafford's always a guy who puts up high volume yardage. You've got him on your bench. I think he's actually a good start. A lot of times he's going to be better than Love. You remember, like, Jordan Love last year, guys. Jordan Love was a guy that was not actually volume-wise throwing a ton of yards, but was just really efficient and throwing a lot of touchdowns, which he was good. But it's just for like a passing yard bonus, like, you definitely want those guys that are throwing a ton of yards. But you've got Burrow and Love at quarterback, which is really good. Not to mention Stafford as your QB3. I love that. Jonathan Taylor, Tony Pollard on your running backs. And then you've also got Gus Edwards. You've got Amon-Ra. Nice. Nico, Chris Olave, Drake London. It's a good team. It's a good team, even in any format, but especially this format. Your depth is a 7 because you've got Matt Stafford on your bench. That's a huge one for us. You've also got Jaden Reed down there, which I think is a really, really good backup wide receiver there. You've also got Jake Ferguson. And a couple other guys that could have starting upside. So I like your depth. You're going to be contending this year. You're going to be contending next year. You will probably have to reload after year 3. But at the same time, I mean, this is a team that's good enough and has good enough future value insulation with guys like Olave, London, even Nico, Mark Andrews, Amon-Ra, Jonathan Taylor, and your quarterbacks. You might just be content. This is pretty close to an elite value team for a 12-team league. This is pretty close to an elite value team. So with that, you've got cornerstone assets all across the board. You've got the 2 quarterbacks. You've got JT. You've got Amon-Ra and Olave, and London could go in there as well. And then you've got Mark Andrews. So you've got a ton of those. I mean, your whole starting lineup is almost cornerstone assets. So you're going to lean heavy contend. Your positional grades, you are 8 or higher on everything but running back. Jonathan Taylor, great. That he gives you like a 3 or 4. Pollard is not super reliable, and you don't have a lot of depth. So we're going to reflect that in our moves here, right? Kyren Williams is going to be a guy to target who he lost some value from the draft, and so you definitely want to go get a guy like Kyren Williams. A lot of people are asking, which running back should I buy? A lot of people who prescribe to the value, take the value stuff that we preach, a lot of them are short on running backs right now, which is fine. Like, I'm short on running backs. So the ones I'm going and buying right now are Rashad White, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor. You already have JT here, though. I like James Cook even as well. Some older guys. Also, Jonathan Brooks, rookie. I like his price a lot. I like Trey Benson's price. For a contender, Trey Benson might be a next year guy, though. So we're looking to trade Nico for a safer situation. Probably somebody like Michael Pittman if you can get him. For Joe Burrow, trying to down tier to Justin Herbert or somebody that's going to throw high volume passing yards. You definitely want to target passing yards. And then the 107, which you have the 107, but you did not have a second this year. We're going to look for a proven asset, or we're going to try to trade back there because you can afford to do that. Definitely try to trade back into the second, and that's kind of what we had. You might have already had your draft here, but again, your draft capital grade's fairly solid, but you do not have your 25 first. You do have an extra second, and you have the 107 this year, so that's solid. I would have definitely liked to have your 25 first, but it's clear that you built your team to contend for the next couple of years. So target light yak wide receivers, or target light yak wide receivers are significantly less valuable. So you're aiming for yards. When buying wide receivers, make sure you invest in target-heavy assets, again, because this is a full-point PPR league with a huge yards bonus. And don't be afraid to invest in running back. You're strong enough at wide receiver and tight end. Obviously, we were going to get to that point as well. But I think that's really the last step for this team before you go contend and try to win your Dynasty League 3 times in a row. So, appreciate you, man. Thanks for being a part of the flock. Like I said, guys, we have done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of team blueprints, and we would love to do one for you as well. So if you are interested, flockfantasy.com/domain. Make sure you use code domain when you sign up and choose Mother Flocker tier. So appreciate you guys. How you feeling there, Sam?
I'm here.
Let's take questions. Let's take some questions. Birdman's here. What's up, Birdman? Good to see you.
Let's go.
Let's see. Hubert says we called it with the Pollard takes. I agree. We did call it with the Pollard takes. Do you guys ever do a league punishment? We do the hot chip. Oh my gosh. I want to see Nathan do the hot chip. That would be so funny. Can we talk crap about Nathan because he's not here?
Obviously.
Okay.
Which of the?
Okay. No, let's pick a subject. I don't know. He said he was going to cut his hair, so that kind of rules that out.
Not if he doesn't.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, it is nice that both of us are getting each other's jokes and not having to think twice about anything that we say that's not directly clear.
Right.
That's definitely something that Nathan would do if he were here. He'd be like, what?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And he'd be like, oh!
And we'd be like 10 comments past.
Yeah, he would. Actually, that's been me recently, too.
Mm-hmm.
Hot chip versus world's hottest gummy bear, which is worse?
I haven't heard of a hot gummy bear.
Yeah, what's a hot gummy bear? I've never had a spicy gummy bear in my life.
Yeah, that's kind of concerning. I've seen people eat the hot chip. Shaq, have you seen that video? That's pretty good.
Yes, yeah, that's the meme. Josh says, shout out to Nathan for answering my DM from Scotland. Well, I think he's like, I don't think he's there yet. I think he's en route. I think he's like flying right now. But he actually, yeah, because he was messaging me a couple minutes ago. But Corey says, let's be real. Nathan bullies you more than any of us do. Well, here's the thing. Nathan is not super good at like trash talk. So most of the time, like, I can get under his skin.
He's one of those, and I'm kind of this way too, where I can go look in a mirror and like be like, oh yeah. But then I get in front of somebody like you, I'm like,
Yeah.
like I'm like, what do I? Fat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just have a few. I have a few fallback options, but
Well, yeah. And the other thing about Nathan is really easy to kind of get him riled up. So, and then he's like, I'm not riled up. Always ended up.
yeah. What I mean, like Star Wars, he got.
Oh,
he got
yeah. Oh, man.
amped
No.
over
There are
it.
a couple things he'll really get going about. I do love Nathan, though. I'm going to miss him because now I have to deal with all this stuff while he's gone. Traded Trevor Lawrence in 25, first and a third for Herbert. Loss or win? I would have taken the package side. I mean, if you gave up your first, I'm not giving up my 25 first right now. Video coming soon on that. But I personally would have held probably.
I think Trevor Lawrence is a great value.
I think he is too. That's
mean,
part
like
of
that-
which Herbert is too, but like I don't think there's. I just don't like giving away my first right now. Herbert's a good value. Herbert went in the mid-second of our last start draft, which I know is an outlier, but
That's crazy.
no, that is great. So he is good. They're both good values.
Yeah.
See, to Team Donk McLonkey. See, that's exactly. Or Lad McDonkey Lad McDonkey, and it's his face on a donkey. Like, that's a good team. There's just so much more possibility. Watching from Canada. Oh, Canada. Riley, appreciate you, man. Thanks for watching from Canada. I'm glad Canada doesn't censor Dynasty Domain. You'd think that the government would ban us or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Levi says Superflex start 9 had startup draft. Went Caleb Herbert, went Lawrence, Tua Goff, McCarthy to start the draft. Whoa! Already traded Goff. So you want to know which ones to keep. The best values there are Herbert, Lawrence, and I would go Caleb. I would go Caleb, Herbert, and Lawrence. I would trade Tua. I would trade McCarthy's a good value. You got some really good values. That's the problem. What I would do is I would wait to see where these guys move, see which ones become overpriced, and then make the decision that way. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining us. All right. Love the videos, by the way. It's my first live stream. Steven, thanks for joining us, my friend. Glad you're here. Glad you got to jump on a live stream. Normally Nathan's right here, but now he's not. So I'm trying to. I don't want that to be as.
There's just a ghost there.
I was gonna put this stupid picture of Nathan, the floating shopping list. I was gonna put a dumb picture of Nathan right here. But.
You should have just put the loser shirt.
Oh, is that upstairs?
I don't know where it's
It
at.
was upstairs.
I'll go get it.
I was gonna say, see if it's upstairs, and I'll do a blueprint. So let's do a team blueprint. Appreciate you guys all being members of the flock. This one's from. What did I go backwards or something? This one's from M Zastrow 53. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for being a member of flockfantasy.com/domain. Like I said, guys, sign up. Links in the description. Links in the comments as well. Use code domain. Once you use code domain, you sign up. Send me a friend request. Shoot me a message. Love to get to know you. Love to chat with you. And then we'll get your blueprint submitted. We'll talk about how we're going to move forward with your Dynasty team. It's one-on-one Dynasty team consulting, essentially. So, but in this particular case, we'll do Imzastrauss. So this is a 10-team league. Okay, this is a 10-team super flex league, and this is a well-rounded archetype. So we talk a little bit about this on a video coming up, but the well-rounded archetype is usually the one that's most ready to contend. And you'll see that in his 3-year outlook where it's contend, rebuilt. Usually we try to have reload there, but when you're looking at his starting lineup and you're looking at the positional grades all being 7 or higher, which again, we talk about the well-rounded being usually 7 or higher. This honestly, yeah, this is like up there with elite value. The depth is a 9 out of 10. Let's look at this. This is a 10-team league, so you have to keep that in mind. But wait, the Pacers are playing now? I thought the game was at 9. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, the game just started. I thought the Pacers played at 9.
Oh.
Did you find the loser shirt?
No, I didn't see it. That's
Dang, I'm going to miss the game now.
not all of it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so Joe Burrow, Jordan Love. Again, we just saw this. We just saw this combination of quarterbacks. Actually, I thought I had the wrong blueprint because of it. Same exact one. And you got Tua as well on the bench. So your quarterbacks, that's a 9. That's a 9. Like, I mean, you could say it's a 10. We just reserved 10s for like 4 elite quarterbacks. JT, Devon Achane in here, Kenneth Walker. That running back room, that's an 8. You've got Michael Pittman. You've got Chris Olave. You've got Jalen Waddle. You've got Cooper Kupp. That wide receiver room is a 7 because you really don't have like an alpha there, but you've got like a bunch of guys in that big second tier. And then at tight end, you've got Mark Andrews. So looking at your cornerstone assets, you've got 2 at each position, and then tight end, you got Mark Andrews. That's a good team. This is a really good team, guys. So a lot of times people are like, yeah, what are you supposed to do with this team? You've already got it made. Here are the moves that we suggested for this team, which again, this team is stacked. So like this is a lot of kind of what we suggest with stacked teams. For Devon Achane, with Devon Achane, we like him. It's good. He's going to score points. He's got good value, but we want consistency. So we're going for Saquon Barkley or Rashad White there. I'd like to down tier to Rashad White from Devon Achane because I have just as much hope in Rashad White's outlook as I do Devon Achane's. We're trading Kenneth Walker for a safer situation. Rashad White as well, I think, fits into that category. So does Saquon. Debo Samuel, I think, is a good trade target for Kenneth Walker as well right now. And so Debo's on the players to target list. And then Jake Ferguson and Zamir White, both guys that we would be targeting higher upside with. Really, you could probably, Rashee Rice is a trade pack or a trade target here. And I think Rashee Rice is a guy that you can get fairly cheap right now. We talked about it in our buys video. But again, I think a lot of these are going to be guys that you can target with the guys that we're wanting to trade with pretty easily. Your draft capital is not good, and when you have a team that's good, a lot of times it's because they've mortgaged their future. You got a lot of thirds, but you can take some running backs in the third. No 25 first or second, no 26 first or second. So again, you're contending. And we talked about positional grades. So then what are you doing with this team? Don't aggressively target running backs till after the NFL draft. So now we're here. Check. Build security at wide receiver to avoid catastrophic early rebuild. Security, as in like Pittman, Olave, Waddle, Kupp. Yeah, they're good wide receiver assets. So they're definitely not the safest wide receiver assets, the most value insulated wide receiver assets. And then don't trade any more future picks because you're going to need them. Really, I wouldn't have traded your 26 picks. And we definitely don't want to trade 25s either, but I can see why you did on this team if you got pretty good value. So pretty good team, guys. It's a 6-point passing touchdown league, by the way. But this is a good example of a team that's ready to compete and can compete for multiple years that we really like. So M. Zastro, appreciate you. Like I said, guys, flockfantasy.com/domain. If you want your own team blueprint and you'd like it reviewed on the stream, make sure you use code domain. Links in the description, links in the comments as well to sign up and get your own team blueprint, get one-on-one advice, get our exclusive Discord community, get our listener leagues. We do have, by the way, the Domain Platinum League, which
You decided on $250.
$250 buy-in. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be legit. But the idea is we're going to get some really good players in there. But Nathan and I are co-managing this team,
That
which we've never
can
done.
only go well.
Well, yeah, Nathan and I agree on everything, right?
Uh-huh.
But sign up by this Friday. Like I said, you do have to be an annual motherfucker to enter.
Yeah,
We got-
whoever's in that league is basically going to be in a 10 team because 2 players are going to, well, I guess you're co-managing. So an 11 team, you're going to be butting heads all the time. Do we trade? Do we sell? Do we...
Why do we not count? I think we're going to win.
Oh, okay.
But I do have the sign up deadline for Friday. We might extend that out a little bit, but if you sign up for the annual Motherflocker 2, you get a blueprint and you get access to the drawing for the league as well. Not a ton of signups for that. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We appreciate you. Now we're trying to get 11K. How about that? Maybe we can get
We're nearly there.
I wonder if we'll definitely hit it before Nathan gets back. So maybe we'll do it Friday while we're on the live stream.
Sure, why not?
Appreciate you guys. You want to
Wait
do
a minute.
Gunner's
Did
comment?
somebody mentioned...
Oh, Ohio has Handles. Nice. Handles is awesome. I love it. Gunner says he traded Jacobs, London in the 107 for Chase 209 and Bixby. Okay. Thoughts? I have Puka, Waddle, and Olave. I think that's value fair. I probably like your side more, especially with that wide receiver depth. So good job. Appreciate you. What running backs do y'all keep an eye on moving forward for contending teams? So for contending teams right now, Saquon Barkley, Rashad White, Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams, guys like that, I think are my number one running back targets right now in Dynasty Fantasy Football. On the clock at 101, I have Kyler and AR. Am I really about to take Caleb?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You take Caleb. You take him.
And
Marvin for the stack.
No. Stacks are overrated.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. And a lot of times, like, Marv is in that tier, but definitely take Caleb with those 2 quarterbacks. Or you could try to down tier, like Matthew's saying. That's also an acceptable answer. I like that answer as well. Matthew also said, let's go Knicks. So don't put that up. Okay, never mind. Just
Boo!
freaking hate the Knicks. Well, also, I don't know why the national media is not giving the Pacers a shot at this. I think it's kind of unfair and stupid.
Money.
It's dumb. Let's see. Purdy and CD or Josh Allen? Purdy and CD. I'm a big dual guy. I love those traits. Is Devonta Smith a buy? Are there any high-end wide receivers to target currently? Devonta Smith, not a buy.
You just mentioned T. Higgins.
T. Higgins, yeah, but I wouldn't say he's a high-end wide receiver.
Mid. Where's Antonio Brown going these days?
CT ESPN.
Oh, sorry, AJ Brown.
He actually would be a decent target, but Antonio Brown's
Woof.
going to La La Land, right? That's
Uh-huh.
where he's going.
That's hilarious.
Did you watch the roast of Tom Brady?
I mean, I've seen a couple things.
Dude, legit funny. Like, they actually made funny jokes. It was awesome.
The Robert Kraft joke.
Yes.
That's
oh my
something.
gosh. And the one that actually ticked him off. That was the only one. The Gronk stuff was hilarious, but Julian Edelman is literally so funny. Did you guys watch? Here, scroll down to the bottom so I can see what they say. Did you guys watch the roast of Tom Brady? And did you think it was freaking hilarious like I did? That's such a good idea. It's such a
Have
good
you
idea.
seen any others?
Of the...
Any other roasts? Like celebrity roasts?
Oh, some of the ones back in the day when they used to do them, like they did a Trump roast one time and I saw that one. But they used to do those like on that whatever that channel was, and I've watched some of those. But it's been a long time since
Comedy
I've seen
Central.
I've seen a
I
good
think is where it was.
a good Birdman says not yet, but he's gonna watch. It's definitely worth watching. Definitely worth watching. It's pretty funny. It was so well done. It was so good. Crossed the line a few times, but overall pretty entertaining. Yeah, I mean, I I could not believe some of the stuff that was being said. That's part of the reason why it was like literally I was dying laughing because I was like, did they really just say that? It's nuts. Oh my gosh. Did you see what Dana White said?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison says there's handles in York, Pennsylvania. Oh, handles in Arizona. Okay, so it is. Yeah.
Huh.
They all have handles. Do you guys agree that handles is the bomb, right? Like, I mean, handles is the best ice cream that I've had. McFlurries are the bomb as well. I think McFlurries are good. Like, I think they're just good. But so when Savannah was pregnant, she was always craving McFlurries. It was kind of funny. We have a super chat from our guy Jacob. Jacob, what's up, buddy? Says he took Caleb. Congrats on that start. That's freaking amazing. You have Lamar and Pat. Hurts a little. No, you should not be hurting. You've got 3 of the best QBs in Dynasty. You should be happy. That's the best position to be in right now. It's the best position to be in. Jeremy says he's not yet, but he'll watch as soon as we're done. Appreciate you sticking with us tonight, Jeremy. Thank you, buddy. Nikki Glazer wouldn't stop. She's a savage. Did you see any of her stuff?
No.
You should watch that. It's crazy. The stuff she said, dude. I was like, whoa. Brady essentially admitted to Deflategate too, and he also took a shot at the Colts, which is to be expected. You guys know, you guys see why as a Colts fan I hate Tom Brady, right?
We're going back to ice cream. Have you had Kilwins before?
Yeah, remember Savannah worked at Kilwins for like a year and a half.
Wait, is there one local?
Yeah, there's one on Mass Ave.
What the?
She worked there in college.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize there was one of those.
Yeah.
I had a kind of ice cream from Kilwins that I really liked.
What was it?
It was like some kind of sea salt, dark chocolate, caramel. It was good.
Interesting. All right, let's knock out another blueprint. Pacers game just started. Knicks are up 2-0. I'm going to freaking die. Let's see. I don't expect to win an MSG, but when we haven't lost at home since March, so.
Is that Yams?
That's Yams, dude. We did Yams blueprint. Yams, appreciate it, my friend. Another 10-teamer here, so keep that in mind. But this one got the elite value label. That's a good label. That's like one of the premier labels.
Got the Yams.
Knicks are up 4-0. I'm about to die. Like I said, it's a 10-team full PPR super flex league, and when you're looking at elite value here, let's start with the quarterback, Richardson and Love. That's pretty freaking good. What is below the R in Richardson? That's a random dot. Do you see that? You probably can't see it. Deshaun Watson, Sam Howell, Mac Jones. You also got a backup quarterback there. So great at quarterback. At quarterback, that's an 8. Gibbs, Taylor at running back. And then on your bench, you got Madison, Spiller, Fournette, Ramondre, Zach Charbonnet, Zamir White. That's a pretty good. You got a 9 out of 10 there. Wide receiver, 9 out of 10. A.J. Brown, Jalen Waddle, Puka Nacua. And then on your bench, Sutton, McLaurin, Christian Kirk. That's really good depth there, too. 9 out of 10. Tight end, 10. You've got Laporta. And then on your bench, you've got Mark Andrews. And you've got Tucker Kraft. Pacers are up 5-4. We're going to win the series. So, again, this is just a really, really good team. Year 1's contend, year 2's contend, year 3 is a reload. So again, just like the one we just saw, except the third year instead of rebuild, it's reload because it's such good value here. Look, you've got 2 cornerstone assets at every position. Hardly ever do we see that because nobody ever has 2 cornerstone tight ends, but you do. And so naturally with that, when you're looking at our suggested moves for this team, getting one of those tight ends off your roster is going to be one of the first things we suggest because you really don't need 2 elite tight ends on a team like this, even in a tight end premium league, which this is not a tight end premium league. So because of that, you really don't even need, I mean, we say Mark Andrews. I would be fine also if you sold Laporta. But we're going to go productive wide receiver here. So Drake London is a great one. T. Higgins is also another good one. For Jalen Waddle, we want an alpha like Drake London, somebody that's a 1 in that range, which is almost everybody else in that range, right? For the 110, we just said trade back or get a proven asset, like maybe DeAndre Swift or something like that. But the 107, 110, 204 is what you had this year. You had the most dominant value at every position in your league, so you should win your league. You should sell Zamir White, one of Charbonnet and Ramondre for rookie seconds, get second-round picks, and get rerolls on either good wide receivers or good running backs in that range. You get Trey Benson in that range. And with that, I mean, I hope that you were able to do that because, again, this was pre-rookie draft. And then target situational upside for optimal production. Again, it's all about winning your league when you have this much value on your team. You've got the currency, now spread it out and go win your leagues. So appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for being a member of the flock. Love your username, Yams. Let's do our last blueprint here of the night as well. This is the last one we'll do. And if you guys have any questions before we end tonight, please, like I said, drop it in the comments, and I'll try to get through as many as I can, but I'll definitely get through Super Chats. Bolo Me Boy. Bolo Me Boy's actually been around a long time. He wasn't a flocker for a long time, but we appreciate you, dude. And as you can see, this is another 10-team league. This is a little bit of a different build. This is a wide receiver factory build, okay? So when you're looking at his wide receivers, you've got Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Tank Dell. Having Jefferson and Lamb is crazy, but you pay for it. And where you pay for it is your depth score. You've got a 2 out of 10 on your depth score. When you're looking at how we're grading out your positions in your starting lineup, QB is a 2 out of 10 because you've got Young and Cousins. You really don't have an elite QB here. Running back's a 3. You've got Pacheco, Mixon, Pollard, like value-wise, star power-wise, nothing. You've got 9 out of 10 at wide receiver, and you've got a 2 at tight end because your starting tight end's Pat P. So this is more... Savannah just texted me and said, handles when you come home. See, I told you. Yeah, that's really funny.
It's almost like she's watching.
She's definitely not. That's. I told you, we go like 4 times a week. Cornerstone assets here: Bryce Young, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. So for our moves for this team, because you've got to rebuild, contend. So we obviously want to focus on a 1-year rebuild here. You honestly could advocate to down tier from one of CD and JJF for a value haul. And that's what we put in the suggestions and comments, although we didn't put it in the look to trade. But Isaiah Pacheco, we're going to look for a young receiver like Rashee Rice or Jaden Reed. Tank Dell for rookie picks. Probably 25 rookie picks, since we want to kind of space out some of that wide receiver value into picks as well, since they're guaranteed to increase in value. And with Tank Dell's not guaranteed to increase in value. And then also Pat Freiermuth and Luke Musgrave for an elite tight end like TJ Hawkinson. So we're going to be focusing on getting an elite tight end. Again, when you're looking at this league is a half-point tight end premium league. So this year you had the 210, you didn't have your 25 second, you had an extra 26 first. So you're really just missing your first from this year. So really your priority here is acquiring cornerstone quarterbacks over the next year. So somebody better than Kirk, somebody better than Bryce Young. Consider down tiering from one of those wide receivers, like I said. And then you're not far off from contending. You just really need more value depth. Like, you're not that far off. We do have a super chat, by the way. You're really not that far off. This is a solid team, but you've got to make the correct moves to make sure that you're taking this team from somebody who has a lot of value in the wide receiver factory build to somebody who's going to use that value to eventually contend. And we really want that to be a 1-year rebuild. We don't like multi-year rebuilds. So appreciate you, man. Bullet Me Boy, thank you so much for being a member of the flock. We have a couple super chats here that I want to answer real quick. Corey says, who's your favorite 0 running back target? I can't get away from Ramondre Stevenson. I think he's got a shot to surprise this year. 0 running back. By zero, I'm assuming you mean like zero cost. Who's your favorite zero running back target? If that's the case,
I mean, it's trading away all the high value running backs. That's what I think he means. Like going after wide receivers and just taking, low end running backs.
clarify what you meant so I answer this question right. Tell me, Corey. Just cheap veteran running backs.
Okay.
Cool. Perfect. Aaron Jones, number one. I've liked James Conner, but I think Trey Benson does matter there. Zach Moss is one of them. Ramondre is a good price too. Tony Pollard is. I would put him in this category because he's really cheap in my opinion. He's way cheaper than he should be. Derrick Henry's pretty cheap. Haven't necessarily been targeting him, but he could fall into this category as well. I think those are the main guys. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did, but those are the guys off the top of my head. Appreciate your super chat, buddy, by the way. DF Wu-Tang, what's up, buddy? Says, can't wait. Watch for too long tonight. Got to get the kiddos down for bed. I feel you. I'll catch up after it releases a video. Keep cranking out the great content. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thanks for popping in. Love seeing you here. And thanks for joining the focus group today. We are looking for, by the way, a PSA here.
That means public service announcement.
In case you didn't know.
FYI.
We did start a focus group for Fantasy Domain because redraft season is going to start presenting itself very soon, and so we wanted to get a group of people together to kind of help us through redraft season and help us grow Fantasy Domain. So if you haven't subscribed to our Fantasy Domain, make sure you do. So if you want to be a part of the focus group, if you're really also redraft heavy as well as Dynasty heavy, a lot of our people are Dynasty heavy, which we get. We're Dynasty heavy, but we like redraft as well, and we like making redraft content. So we want to do a good job at that this year. If you're interested in joining the focus group, send me a DM on Discord. Send me a DM. We'd love to get you in that focus group. Our focus groups are very important to us, and so this one's a good one as well. So, all right, like I mentioned, guys, flockfantasy.com/domain if you want a team blueprint. Make sure you use code domain and choose the mother flocker tier, and then that's how you're going to get your blueprint. And then we could potentially review it on the stream like we did tonight. That's something that we're going to be doing more as we get into the offseason because things are going to slow down from a Dynasty news standpoint for sure. So flockfantasy.com/domain. Make sure you use our code to get all that. But wait. PSA doesn't stand for pizza with sausage and anchovies. Believe it or not, no. That's why we have Sam, though, to clarify things like that.
That's what I'm here for.
That is what you're here for. All right. Well, last thing I have to say is go Pacers because we're going to beat the Knicks. I think it's 12-8 now. I think the Knicks are winning, so now we're screwed. But all right. Appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Bye.
Videos tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday as well. And we'll see you Friday for a live stream. By we, I mean Sam and I because Nathan's not going to be here.
Yeah, so just Avery.
Yes.
I just sit over here.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Peace out, guys. Appreciate you.